Details on tonight's town council meeting on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, January 16th, 2014. I'm Sarah Colvin. Barnstable Town Council meets this evening. Here to talk to us about the orders of the day is Town Council President Jessica Rapp-Grissetti.
We need to, on the appropriation order 045, there's an amount $94,175 from the Bismore Park Special Revenue Fund for new parking station kiosks at Bismore Park. And this will have to be referred to a public hearing on February 6th. This was advertised back in December, but because we had to cancel the first meeting in January, it has to be re-advertised according to the open meeting law requirements, and so that's a referral to a public hearing. Next item is the acceptance of a $113,700 grant from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Coastal Pollutant Remediation Grant Program, and that's for a Hyannis Harbor boat pump-out facility, and that may be acted upon, and this is to assist the harbor master with pumping out boats that ply the waters here especially in the south of Barnstable.
Exactly.
In the South Waters.
The next item looks like some changes to sign regulations. Talk to me a little bit about this one.
Yeah, again, this is just a referral to the Planning Board for a public hearing, and the amendment to the zoning ordinance, Chapter 240, Article 7, the sign regulations, just striking and replacing certain paragraphs. It's meant to substitute the language applicable in the commercial districts throughout the town with the language adopted with the sign regulations for the business district in Osterville. They came up with sign regulations there, and they seem to be very straightforward and understandable, so they thought they'd apply it throughout the entire town. It's not a significant change, with regard to the size of signage, whatnot, but it's to make it consistent throughout the town.
Indeed, and that will be referred to the Planning Board for a public hearing?
Yes, and I'm not sure when that date will be. They'll have to get it on their agenda for that.
Exactly. And so moving on, what do we have for the next item?
Well, next are two resolves, and that's a little housekeeping. One is to establish the Town Council ad hoc committees, and this is a rule that we need to do for ad hoc committees. And the ones that I've like to establish or are requesting from some councilors, Council Compensation Review Committee, the Council Reviews Committee, or Council Rules Review, which is always a good idea to take a look at the rules that you work under, and a Road Financing Review Committee. That's a reestablishment of a Roads Committee that is going to be made up of councilors, and it could even be made up by a couple of registered voters. That's taking a look, our private public roads and the costs associated with the upkeep and whatnot on private roads especially. And lastly, for the ad hoc committee is the Town Manager Review Committee, which, as you know, we need to evaluate the town manager on an annual basis. So as needed, those committees will be convened. The next item is 049, and it's also a resolve approving the members of the Appointments Committee, and those have been listed. And I've scheduled a meeting for Wednesday, January 22nd, getting that Appointments Committee very important. This is a standing committee, and they interview and see to fulfilling all the vacancies in our various boards, committees, and commissions.
Indeed, and certainly, we have, I think, 42 boards, committees, and commissions, so no small task for that group to be able to listen to all the people that would like to become a part of those boards, committees, and commissions.
That's right, and we're always looking for good people, and very much value the volunteerism that comes with serving on some of these boards, committees, and commissions. So.
Indeed.
And it's always a turnover, too. 1 week they could be all filled, and then the next week a couple of resignations come in because someone's moved away or their time doesn't allow them to serve. So it's an ongoing process, that committee.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Next item on the agenda, certainly a topic I think we're going to be hearing a lot about in the coming months, and that, of course, is medical marijuana. And as the Growth Management Department works on kind of the overlay district, talk to me a little bit about what's on the table for this meeting.
Well, again, with 050, this is amending the Chapter 240, Article 3 of the zoning ordinances, and creating a medical marijuana overlay district, and the regulations for establishing and operating registered marijuana dispensaries. This is referring to a joint public hearing with the Planning Board on February 6th. We'll be conducting that public hearing, and the draft zoning ordinance and the map is what we're seeing right now is that the district may be located in Hyannis in the very east end of Iano Road and in portions of the industrial district. They provide the access to the regional roadways and public transportation with the least impact on residential neighborhoods and incompatible land uses. So this will certainly, this is going to be a hot topic, I'm sure, as I've seen that it is, and but I think we'll get through it and see it taking place. So.
Absolutely. And then just one more item on the agenda, and this deals with electric vehicles and another electric charging station, a grant for those things. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, that's a $35,000 grant received from the Mass DEP, or Department of Environmental Protection, and to help defray the cost of purchasing 3 electric vehicles and an electric vehicle charging station. This is, this will promote the town's longstanding policy to reduce energy and use lower carbon emissions by making the town's vehicle fleet more energy efficient. As many of you know, the little black vehicles, Prius vehicles around town there are some of our energy efficient vehicles, so this is just to add to that fleet.
Town Council meets at 7 o'clock tonight in the Town Hall hearing room. You can find details and the agenda online at town.barnstable.ma.us. That meeting will air live right here on Channel 18. Now Brenna McCoubry has our sports report.
Good evening, Barnstable. I'm Brenna McCoubry here on Barnstable Today to give you the latest updates on New England and Red Raiders sports. Last night, the Boston Celtics beat the Toronto Raptors at home 88-83. They will remain in Boston for tomorrow's game versus the LA Lakers. Tip-off is at 7:30. The Boston Bruins are away in Dallas, Texas tonight to play the Stars. They will meet up with former Bruin Tyler Seguin in their 8:30 matchup. It's a Patriots fan favorite time of the year as playoffs are underway. The New England Patriots travel to Denver, Colorado to play the Broncos. The Tom Brady and Peyton Manning rivalry will remain in full swing at 3 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. Taking a close look at the sports here in Barnstable, the girls varsity ice hockey team beat Norwell last night 5-0. The girls won't have a game again until Sunday night versus DY. At the same time last night, the boys varsity team had a showdown versus Archbishop Williams. It was a battle till the last few seconds of the game, but the game ended in a 3-3 tie. As for tonight, the girls' varsity gymnastics team will be at Nauset High School for an 8 p.m. meet. That's all for now in New England and Barnstable High School sports. Here on Barnstable Today, I'm Brenna McCoubry.
With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.